Hello, hello. Happy Monday, everyone. I hope you all have had an amazing, blessed day so far. So good. Everything is everything. I'm so grateful to be here for another motivational Monday. So I am going to allow you all to come into the room, invite some people, say hi as you come in the room. I am super excited to have you all with me on tonight to talk about toxic relationships. So before we get started, I just want to talk about some things that we have coming up. So this Friday, super excited to have Jason Montanez on the platform on a night of encouragement because it's not going to be her story. It's a night of encouragement. And he is the creator of the movement I Quit. You know, we always hear the word I quit as a negative phrase, but he's flipped it. He's turned it into something else. And he's saying that, you know what? There I quit. He's proclaiming that, he's saying that, and I want you to join us on Friday as I speak to Jason about his movement I Quit. So hopefully you all will be able to join me on this Friday coming up for a night of encouragement. So I'm going to have him on. You know, the holidays are coming up. I'm super duper excited about the holidays, you all. And so I'm going to play some holiday music because I like the holidays. And so this is one of my favorite holiday songs. So as you all are coming in the room, say hello to me. Hi, I hope you all are doing well. I hope you're having a great day so far. My day has been blessed. I'm super duper excited, but I'm going to play a little holiday music as you all are coming into the room. Happy holidays, everyone. Merry Christmas. You know, the reason for the season is to celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ. So I'm just super excited for the holidays, be able to spend time with the family that I'm able to be around, you know, as we're downsizing the Christmas time, the Christmas holidays. So I want to say hello to everyone, but I also want to play one of my favorite Christmas songs. I'm going to play that for you. Hopefully you all can hear it. So let's do this. Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Thank you all so much for being here on today. This is one of my favorite Christmas songs. So I hope you all are having a great day so far. So as you all are coming into the room, say hello to me. Hello, everyone. I hope you all are having a great day. We're going to get started with Motivational Monday shortly. So come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in. So good evening, everyone. Good evening, good evening. Merry Christmas to you all. Happy holidays. Today is a great day. So I hope you all are enjoying this time of year, even though this year has looked so different. I hope you all are enjoying this year so far, or enjoying the season, because I'm enjoying the season. So, and this is one of my favorite holiday songs. So hopefully you all can hear it. And we're going to talk about toxic relationships. So just give you guys a little something fun to listen to. I hope you guys enjoyed that little snippet. Hopefully, you know, it won't have no issues with the internet. But anyway, let's go ahead and get started on tonight. We're going to talk about letting go of toxic relationships. You know, toxic relationships are just something that we never want to have in our lives. We never want to be a part of a toxic relationship because toxic relationships kill, steal, and destroy. You know, they are tactics of the enemy to hinder us and to stop us from being the best us that we can be, from us being the best people that, you know, they hinder us and they stop us from being who God created us to be because those types of relationships are not healthy. They're draining, they're overwhelming, they can become overpowering, and sometimes they can be dangerous because if they turn physical or they turn into something that is not healthy for us, they can become healthy. So I want unhealthy for us. So I want to talk about letting go of toxic relationships tonight. So if you know anyone that is in a toxic relationship, if you know anyone who's been a part of a toxic relationship, if you've been a part of a toxic relationship, please join me on tonight and comment, make comments. Uh, Share your experiences because you know everyone needs some help. You know, it's time to start detoxing on tonight. It's time to start detoxing and letting go of the things that are hindering us. You know, toxic relationships causes feelings of low self-worth, hopelessness and fear, anxiety, depression, insecurity, paranoia, and even narcissism. That is so unfortunate that, these types of relationships can just drain us and strip us of who God has created us to be. You guys, my phone, so forgive me, but I hope you all can hear me. Toxic relationships are dangerous to your health. They will literally kill you. Stress shortens your lifespan. So, toxic relationships, unhealthy relationships are unhealthy for us. They can shorten your lifespan. So, toxic relationships can come in many different forms. They can be a romantic relationship, a friendship, a mutual same sex relationship as far as your friends at work. They can be a child parent relationship. They could just, any type of relationship can be toxic, with your neighbors, with people that you work with, your business partners, people you go to church with. Any type of relationship can become toxic. And the best way to identify it, if a relationship is toxic, is to evaluate your feelings while you're in the relationship, when you're talking to that person, when you're interacting with that person. How do you feel when you're in that situation with that person? How do you feel when you're talking to that person, you're interacting with them? How are your emotions? How is everything going for you? Are you okay? Are you healthy? Are you in your right? Are you feeling good? Are you feeling low? How are you feeling, when you are, when you're in these relationships? So that's how you can pretty much tell if a relationship is toxic, is how are you feeling when you're in that relationship? Just one second, you guys. I'm sorry. My phone is being super weird. Forgive me, you guys. But yeah, so how do you know when you're in a toxic relationship? You base it on the feelings that you have when you're in that relationship, right? So how am I feeling? Am I feeling down? Am I depressed? Am I anxious? Am I nervous? How am I feeling? Do I feel low about myself? Do I feel slighted or put down? Does this relationship add to your overall well being, or does it drain you? Is this relationship draining you? Toxicity in relationships may not be as obvious as physical violence or threats of violence, but some of these relationships are less clearly toxic, but still damaging. So, they may not be as obvious as a physical relationship, but they can still be damaging. So, signs of a toxic relationship I want to share. One is lack of respect. When that person is not respecting you, every time you open your mouth, they got something negative to say, or they're always putting you down. In a toxic relationship, there's very little or no regard of your feelings or your emotions. They're always telling you you're overreacting. They make you feel like you shouldn't, they don't validate your feelings, because every time you express your feelings or your concerns, they always say something negative or demeaning about it. So sometimes it makes you feel worse. Your thoughts shouldn't be voiced at all. Like, you should always keep your mouth closed. Like, you should keep everything bottled up inside. Like, you know what? I'm not worthy of saying anything. So let me keep my mouth shut. Right. And that's not okay. That's not fair to you to say, you know what? If you're in a relationship, you should be able to communicate with that person. You should be able to say, this is how I feel. This is what's going on right now. And I want to talk to you about it. And as mature adults, we should be able to communicate with one another when we have issues, when we're going through things. And so we should be able to talk about it. And so that is a sign of being in a toxic relationship, when there's lack of respect. Also, another sign is lack of effort. There's no longer any effort being put into the relationship. The other person is just, they don't care if the relationship grows. They don't care if it dies. They don't care at all. It's like, whatever. I'm just here just to be here. You know, you feel helpless sometimes in these moments when it comes to working on the relationship, because the person's not putting in any effort. They talk loud, but they say nothing, right? They always say, yeah, I'm going to change. I'm going to do this. Oh, yeah, I hear you. But do they really hear you? Because they're still doing the same thing. Their patterns have not changed. Your pattern may, your partner may insist that they're trying, but if you don't feel it, if you don't see it, talk is cheap, right? So it's like, actions speak louder than words. That's a trite saying, but it's a true saying. Actions speak louder than words. If you are not able to voice your concerns, if you're not able to speak up, if you're not able to communicate, no effort is being put into the relationship, this relationship could possibly be toxic. And so you should be mindful of those types of things. There's lies. The person is a liar. They're always lying. Dishonesty gradually increases in a toxic relationship. Every time you look up, they're lying about something. I mean, even the smallest things, it's like, wow, really? Like, what's really going on? So it's like the dishonesty is just is, the person is just a liar, and you're just like, why are you lying about something like that? Did you take the trash out? Yeah, I took it out, but the trash is still there. Those are little petty things that people lie about. Or did you go to work today? Yeah, I went to work knowing they were at home. Why are you lying about it? If you're doing nothing wrong, why are you lying? So your partner gives you false information when you ask a question. In turn, you start allowing the truth to slide. When that person, you kind of overlook it, like, okay, well, whatever. When you are asked a question and then you feel the relationship loses touch with reality. When it gets really bad, your partner may even start to gaslight you. They start gaslighting. What is gaslighting? It's a manipulative way of being. Someone who they make you think that you're crazy, like you're insane, like, I didn't say that. I didn't do that. And you're like, really? I did hear you say that. I saw you do that. I saw you at the gas station with your homeboy. That wasn't me. You're seeing things. So those are the types of things that people do when they're gaslighting you. They're making you feel crazy. They are making you feel like your reactions to what's going on is totally off base, right? So they might say, you can't take a joke, like they say something so inappropriate, disrespectful, or mean, putting you down. And then they say, oh, you can't take a joke? You're crazy. You're so sensitive. um that wouldn't hurt my feelings. That's what gaslighting is. I'm not raising my voice when they're totally raising their voice, right? So that's gaslighting. And when people are doing that in a relationship, when they're treating you that way, when they're making you feel a certain type of way, that you're in a toxic situation, and you have to decide what you're going to do. Also, there's lack of trust. Again, when you're asking them questions, are they lying about it? Are they telling you the truth? You question, then you start to question everything they do. Where you been? There's a lack of trust there. So when you don't have trust in a relationship, a lot of times, especially in a romantic relationship, most of the time the relationship is just dead. It's a dead relationship. So you have to just be mindful of that the relationship is dead because of the things that was being said, right? So they're liars. They're not. There's no honesty in the relationship. You feel like you can't trust that person. There's a lack of communication. Um, you're not talking to each other. You stop telling each other important things that are going on in your life. You're like, oh my goodness, I can't believe that, I can't share this with my significant other. I can't tell my best friend about this. I can't tell this person that I love about this because you don't feel like you're being heard. You don't feel like they're going to, listen to what you're saying. So it's just kind of like whatever. So there's no communication there. There's all kind of abuse, verbal, physical, and emotional abuse. A lot of times the abuse is not it's not physical abuse. Sometimes it's emotional. Sometimes it's verbal. So you have to be mindful of those types of things when you're dealing with someone, and you're trying to figure out, is this a toxic relationship? What it could be. The toxic relationship usually evolves from a low key to full on abuse. So first comes the coercion of name calling. They're calling you. They start calling you names. Oh, you're fat, you're ugly, you're this, whatever. Your cooking is horrible. They're disrespectful. They don't know how to talk to you in love, or have a decent discussion with you. Next, your partner may belittle you, and they call you overly sensitive. Again, a form of gaslighting. They may say statements like you're crazy, and then it could actually turn into abuse. Allegations of mental abuse is when you're just constantly telling somebody you're crazy. I can't believe you said that. You're being so sensitive. That escalates into emotional abuse. And then sometimes it turns into physical abuse. So that is just an obvious case of a toxic relationship. But a lot of times it can be just emotional or a verbal. So passive aggressive. So either person becomes passive aggressive, right? The relationship becomes passive aggressive. You both keep mental records of the arguments and the fights. Like, you remember last week when you did this, you remember last night when you did that, right? And so you start blaming each other. You're like, oh, you did that, right? So you start blaming the other person for what's going on. And it's just not a healthy situation. You're like, blaming each other, pointing the finger, just everything is just all over the place, right? And so You're not in a healthy relationship. So I want you to know that being in a healthy relationship is so important. And if you realize that you're not in a healthy relationship, especially going into 2021, it's time to get into a healthy relationship. It's time to get yourself together. It's time to connect with the right people so you can be healthy. We want to go into this new year healthy and well and in our right mind. We don't want to be stuck in a horrible, in a manipulative relationship, right? Who wants to live like that? Who wants to be that type of person? We don't want to live like that, right? So let's break free. Let's let go of the unhealthy, toxic relationships. So, what if you still love that person? You know, it's possible to still love that person and you can be in an unhealthy relationship. Can I still love the person? Yes, you can. Toxic people are not always bad people trying to break your heart or your soul. They can be people you love and you love them dearly. Like, I love this person, you know, I'll talk about this in a minute. You may still love the partner, but you feel something's not quite right, right? You know, there's something off. That makes it immeasurably harder to call the relationship toxic, but it is. And to take relieving this action and moving on is just it's hard. You know, to just get rid of this person or just to let go of the situation or to say, I don't want to be in this relationship anymore. It's so hard to do. And sometimes you don't want to, but you know it's for the best. Sometimes our partner is a problem despite their best intentions. Sometimes it turns out we're the toxic ones, right? Sometimes we can be toxic. And so we bring this toxicity into our relationships, and it's not healthy. Sometimes our partners are the problem, we're the problem, and often relationships become toxic when neither partner is bad on their own, but you're bad together. There's no that chemistry. It's like salt and it's baking soda and vinegar, right? There's a volatile combination. You and this person are not good together. That doesn't mean you're both bad people. Sometimes you're just not good together, and you have to realize that, be mature about it, and say, I need to let go of this situation. Choosing to move on doesn't necessarily mean you don't love that person. It means that you value reality and the opportunity for you both to be happy. So we need to walk away from this relationship because we're not happy here. We're not happy in this relationship. So staying in a toxic relationship can break our spirits, but realizing you deserve better, that's freeing. We all deserve. You deserve to be free. You deserve to be in a healthy relationship. You deserve to be with someone who cares about you. You deserve to be with someone who loves you, right? And so it's really important that we understand what is going on and that we deserve to be in a healthy relationship. And how does toxic relationship impact our lives, how if it impacts and affects our mental health. Sometimes after leaving a toxic relationship, your confidence and self-worth may be damaged. You will feel like your mind, thoughts, and emotions have been at war. You're like, oh my gosh, I've been battling for the past 6 months, the past year, and you're exhausted, you're mentally drained. You may experience depression at the beginning. But you know what? You can recover from that situation. And that's why it's so good to leave that situation because it's time to move on. It's time to move forward. And you need to find some support. Find some support in your family, your friends, your church, anyone that is around you that will be willing to support you and help you during your time of trying to separate from this toxic situation. It's always good to try to find some type of support from that person because you know what? You want to be healthy. You want to be better. You want to be in a healthy relationship. And so we need to get out of these toxic relationships. We need to move forward. It affects your view of the world. When you're in toxic relationship, it affects how you look at things, your outlook on life. For some time after a toxic relationship has ended, you might look at the world as a place of anxiety, right? You're anxious. You're expecting everyone to be mean or rude. You don't want to get into another relationship. You don't know how people are going to treat you because you've been abused for so long. You start to look at the world as a place of unhappiness. Nobody can make you happy, but you know what? I want to also say this: you need to find happiness in who you are as a person. Don't look to someone else to make you happy. Find happiness within who you are and find things that you want to do to rebuild who you are, rebuild the person that God created you to be. Because sometimes after a toxic relationship, as you've been chipped away at for so long, you're broken down. Parts of you are missing. Your joy is gone. Your peace is gone. Your happiness is gone. But you know what? You need to come back together, take the time to heal so you can be the person that God has created you to be. You don't want to be in a bitter place, because when you stay in bitterness too long, there's hate there. Then you can't heal, you can't move forward, you can't forgive. Forgiveness is a part of the healing process. When you're coming out of a toxic relationship, you have to forgive the person that hurt you. So in order to heal, you have to let go of those emotions that started to break you down, that started to destroy you. You want to start letting go of those things, because those are the things that are going to hinder you. Those are the things that are going to keep you held back and keep you stuck, keep you stagnant. And you don't want to stay in that place of being stuck and being stagnant. You want to be in a place of wholeness and healing. You want to be in a healthy place so you can be better. You want to be better, especially after leaving a toxic relationship, because it can hinder your future relationships. It can affect your future relationships in a negative way, because now you're comparing your new friends, your new boyfriend, your new relationship to the previous relationship, right? So you're like, oh my goodness, you're going to act like Billy. So you put a wall up, you put your guard up, you don't trust as easily. So you have to take the time to heal so you won't take that toxicity that you're carrying into the next relationship, and then end up being the toxic one, right? You don't want to end up being toxic to someone else, especially when they come into the relationship with good intentions. They have every intention on loving you and taking care of you and being there for you, being a friend, but you don't know how to handle it because you're pushing people away. You put up walls. You're prejudging them before they even had a chance to really get to know you and be the person that they wanted to be in your life. So give them a chance. Give yourself a chance to love again, to have relationships, to have healthy people into your life. Give yourself a chance to love. And that is so important when we're going through these types of situations. So I want to give you some steps on how to let go of a toxic relationship. Toxic relationships can be very damaging, like I said before. So as we are going into 2021, as we're ending the year, it's time so many people start to detox, not only in their body, but why not detox in your soul, in your spirit? Start letting go of bad habits that are not healthy for you. Start letting go of those people who are hindering you, who are holding you back, who are holding you hostage, who are not pushing you and helping you to be better. You want to be around people who are going to help you to be better. You don't want to be stuck with people or be around people, surrounded by people who just don't want the best for you, who are not cheering for you, who are not clapping for you, who are not telling you, go, girl, go, or, that's my bro, keep going, you got this. You want to be around people who want the best for you. So I highly recommend that you take these steps to start letting go. And number one, cancel all unhealthy ties. I talked about this probably in October. I talked about cutting away, canceling unhealthy ties, letting go of these people, letting go of the relationship. No matter, I know it's going to hurt. It's not going to feel good when you get cut. You don't feel good. It hurts. It stings. It may bleed. It's going to leak a little bit. But you know what? You have to let it go and don't look back. Don't take the band-aid off yet because it's not healed. Do not, do not go jump into another relationship. Take the time to heal. When you look back, it delays your healing. Stop looking back, stop calling them, stop accepting their text messages, stop responding to them, stop answering their DMs, stop following them on Instagram, stop creeping on their social media, stop rehashing what happened and start believing or believing that they've changed. Because if they've been toxic the majority of the relationship, right? They haven't changed in 6 months. Give that person time to heal. And maybe again, like I mentioned before, you're not good together. You're baking soda and vinegar. It's an explosive situation. You're good people, but you're not good together. Don't allow the person to manipulate you, be a narcissist and try to control you, pull you back into the situation so they can have control over you because it makes them feel powerful. It makes them feel valued or makes them feel like a better person. Don't allow that person to pull you back into their drama. Don't allow that person to pull you back into their shenanigans, right? Don't allow it to happen. Don't allow them to do that to you because you don't deserve that. You don't deserve what is going on. You don't deserve what is happening, and you should not do that. So make sure that you are doing what you need to do and what's best for you, what's best for your overall health and your overall well being, right? So, like I said, cut. Then the next thing I want you to do, the second step is to accept your new status. You're single now. You're going to probably be single for some months, a year, it may be a couple of years. Accept your party of one. You know what? You are in this situation to heal. You have let go of that toxic situation so you can get better, so you can learn what a healthy relation looks like. You can start to work on yourself to be a better person, to understand what you need to be in a good relationship. What do you want? This is your time to do some self reflection, some self evaluation, and say, what do I need to be happy? What do I need to have a healthy relationship? What type of people do I desire to be in my life to help for my life to be fulfilled, not to be complete, but these people are adding to my life. They're adding value to my life. They're not taking away from me. They're not draining me. They're not negative. They're not all over the place. They are adding value to me. So what do I need? So take this time to accept where you are in the situation. You're single. There's nothing wrong with being single. There's nothing wrong with being alone for a while in order for you to get yourself together. You may be single for some years, and that is okay. There's nothing wrong with being single in order to find out who you are, in order to love yourself again and to be healthy and well-rounded, in order to know what a healthy relation looks like. So jumping into a new relationship is not going to help the situation. It's not going to help you to heal faster. Well, let me jump into a new relationship. Relationship hopping is unhealthy and does not give you time to get to know you and realize what you need and what you need to do to go forward in your life. Removing the band-aid before it's time, like I mentioned before, causes emotional infections and more pain. You don't want to remove the band-aid before it's time. Your soul is unhealthy and you have not healed from the previous soul ties. There are soul ties that were created when you're within a relationship. When you have a deep connection with someone, you have connected with that person, you have a soul tie, and now that was unhealthy, you have to take the time to heal from that and to break free from that soul tie. And sometimes that can take some months, some weeks, it can take a year. It just depends. Let go of that baggage before you enter into a new relationship. So number three is what I would recommend for you to do is take it easy. Don't beat yourself up about the mistakes that you made. Don't beat yourself up about, oh, I stayed in the situation too long. I shouldn't have stayed as long as I did. I should have let go sooner. I should have recognized the red flag, shoulda, coulda, woulda. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You are here where you are now, thankfully, safely. You're well, you're whole, you're in your right mind, you're still standing, and you made it out of that situation. That's all that matters. You made it out of that situation. So now it's time to move on. Now it's time to say, you know what? Let me make better choices going forward. What can I do now with myself? So don't beat yourself up about the choices that you made. We all make mistakes, right? Realize that you deserve better. You may have settled, you may have ignored the red flags, but you may have believed that you didn't deserve better at that moment. You probably said, I don't deserve better because that person may have told you, I'm the best you're going to ever get. Again, that's abusive, that's emotional abuse, that's verbal abuse. When people tell you things like that you're not going to do better than that person and they're treating you like garbage. You don't want to be in that. Close the chapter and begin writing a new one. Time and patience, give yourself some time and be patient with yourself. And this will eventually produce healing and help you to walk into your purpose, right? The next thing, number four, is learn the lesson from that situation. What is the lesson that you learned from this toxic relationship? What is the lesson that you learned? Reevaluate that. Like I said, use this time to reevaluate. Use this time to really think about what happened and to reevaluate that so you can take something from that relationship, right? Take a learning lesson from that. You learn how to love yourself. You learn what you don't want in your next relationship. You learn what a toxic relation look like. You learn what abuse looks like. You learn that you're following the same patterns as your auntie or your mother or your aunts or your cousins. You're following those same negative patterns, right? So what have you learned from that? What did you learn that you can take forward so you can have healthier and better relationships moving forward in your life? That's what when you learn a lesson from something, that's where the success comes in. What can I learn? And then implement that for the next time. See, when you don't implement what you've learned the next time, it's like, did you really learn that lesson or not. So you have to really be honest with yourself. Don't keep making the same mistakes over and over and over again, because again, it's not good for you. You don't want to be in a situation or in a relationship that's tearing you down, that's beating you up, that is making you just not value who you are as a person. You don't want to be that way. You don't want to live your life like that. That's not okay. You don't want to live like that. And so I want you to figure out, what lesson have I learned from this toxic relationship? Number five, watch your mouth. Don't badmouth that person. Don't badmouth yourself. Don't go around town trying to blackball that person or belittle that person or tear this other person down. You know what, that person and the actions that they present before the world will speak for itself. You don't have to say a word, because that's going to make you look bad too, because you're going around bad mouthing this other person. Guess what? The other person is going to, people are going to see who they really are, right? The wool is going to be removed from their eyes, the blinders are going to be removed from their eyes, and they're going to see who this person really is. And so you don't have to go around bad mouthing anyone, but you know if this person is violent, yes, you want to warn this other person, right? You don't want to warn them and say, you know what, girl, be careful. I used to date him and he beat me. So, yes, you might want to warn somebody that the person is violent or whatever, but you don't have to go around bad mouthing the person, because it's not going to really do anything. It's going to make you look bitter. It's going to make you look like, oh, the victim. And you don't want to be a victim. You're a victor. So you want to come out of this situation whole and healed, and you want to be better, right? You don't want to go around just being negative. Let go of the regrets. Speak about your life now and what you desire for your future. What does your future look like? What does your life look like now? Start talking about that. Don't worry about what happened before. Let it go and move forward. That's the only way you're going to heal. And number six, the final step to this is to pray and to set boundaries. It's so important for you to have boundaries in every relationship, right? Even with your relationship with your children. It's important to have boundaries and to set boundaries, because if you don't, people, that's when they start to take advantage. That's when they start to manipulate. That's when they start to um, just say things to stroke your ego when they're really lying. A lot of times people take your kindness for weakness, right? So you have to set boundaries like, okay, this is what I'm going to allow. I'm going to say no to this. I'm going to only I'm going to take it slow. I'm not going to immediately jump into a relationship right away. I'm going to give myself 6 months to get to know this person before we start doing, jumping into calling ourselves in a relationship or whatever you want to call it. As grown folks nowadays, if we're dating for data, right? We're grown folks, we're dating, and we're not just trying to be hookups or have just, a little boyfriend or a little toy or a little plaything on the side laying up in our bed. No, we're ready for marriage. We're ready to be a wife or a husband. So it's time out for all of the unnecessary dramatics and the shenanigans. We're grown folks, so we need to act like grown folks. We need to move around like grown folks. So it's time out for all of this other stuff that, whatever is going on out there in these streets, these single streets. Stop doing it and say, you know what, I set boundaries for myself, set limits for yourself, set parameters for yourself in order to protect your heart, in order to protect who you are, because people are so quick to take advantage and, oh, they want to move in with you. They want to lay up on your couch. They tell you they have a job and they really don't. And now you got some bum laying on your couch and now you're taking care of somebody. That's not my story, but I'm just saying, somebody is experiencing something like that or have. I've had men, try to come to my house, talking about where you live and can you cook for me and all this. No, I cannot cook for you. No, you can't come know where I live. Why do you need to know that? What is happening? So anyway, you have to be mindful. There's nothing wrong with going out on dates, but don't invite the person to your house on the first date. Don't think that it's okay to let person know where you live all the time. Oh, well, come over to my house and you have kids there. You have your family there. They don't need to know where you live. Get to know this person, find out who they really are, because eventually the real them is going to show up, right? The real person is going to be exposed. That person is going to show their true colors. They're going to show who they are, and they're going to cut up. They're going to act a fool. And you're gonna be like, oh, that's who that is. Oh, okay. Now I see who you are. Now I see what's going on. Now I see you are not who you say you are. You are a counterfeit. You are a liar. So it's really important when you are in relationships that you understand what makes them toxic. You understand what is going on. You understand when it's unhealthy. You understand that as a woman, as a man, as children of the King, of God, we deserve the best. We don't deserve to be somebody's option. We don't deserve to be somebody's side chick. We don't deserve to be somebody's secret, like somebody told me they're Victoria's Secret. I'm not anybody's secret. I am somebody's wife, future spouse, excuse me. I am somebody's wife, and I deserve to be treated as a wife. I don't deserve to be in an abusive, verbally, mentally, or physically abusive situation. Let's start to detox going into 2020. People always talking about detoxing their cell phone. People always be talking about, oh, girl, I got to start deleting all these contacts and, woo, woo, woo. Okay, we'll start letting go of the actual person. Start letting go of them, not just the phone number. Stop following them on social media. Stop stalking them on social media. Stop being in their inbox. Stop letting them text you or come to your job or show up when they're uninvited. Stop, just break ties altogether. Set boundaries. Say no. Be like, you know what? You're not going to treat me like this. You're not going to talk to me like this. You're not going to do this to me. You're not going to gaslight me. You're not going to, and you guys, until I started really looking into this, I never knew what gaslighting was. And I was like, somebody used to gaslight me. I was in a relationship with someone gaslighting me, making me feel like I was crazy, making me feel like the things that I saw or the things that they were doing was I confronted them about it. They're like, you crazy. You just seeing things. You're ridiculous. You're that. And so the person was gaslighting me. And I didn't realize that I was in a toxic relationship all those years. And I really was. It was emotionally and verbally abusive. And it was unfortunate. And now that I'm wiser and older, I realized that was a toxic relationship. And I'm thankful. And I hope that I was able to share some valuable tips and tools with you all to help you to get out of a toxic relationship as we are going into 2021. So, like I said, number one, cancel the unhealthy ties, cut away from that person, walk away, don't look back, don't let go, keep going forward. You don't need them in your life. They're unhealthy for you because toxic relationships are killers. You can either be physically hurt or emotionally hurt. The stress can cause long-term damage to your life, and you don't want that. You want to be healthy. Accept your new status of being single. It's okay to be single for a while. It's okay to learn who you are. Love yourself. Know what you like. Learn what you like. What does Miranda like? What do I like to do? What am I going to accept from those people coming into my life? And you have to know what those things are. Take it easy on yourself. Don't beat yourself up. You made mistakes. You ignored the red flags. You did all these things. You stayed in a situation too long. It's okay. Don't beat yourself up. Forgive yourself. Forgive the other person and move on. And I talked about forgiveness last week. It's so important for us to learn how to forgive ourselves, forgive the other person, and move on because we can't move forward if we don't forgive, right? We have to learn how to forgive. Lesson learned. What lesson did you learn from that relationship? Take from that relationship, learn from learn what you learned from that relationship and move on. Move on from it. It's okay. Grow from that, learn from it, and move forward. Number five, watch your mouth. Don't go around bad mouthing the other person. Don't go around tearing them down. Like I said, if you have to warn the next person that, girl, he's violent because he beat me up. And so be careful. There's nothing wrong with saying that, warning somebody, right? For so they can be safe, but you don't have to go around talking bad about them. Their true colors are going to come out. So you don't have to say anything. And number six, pray and set boundaries. Set boundaries for your life. You can say no. I will not accept this. I'm not going to tolerate this. We're not going to do this. No, it's not happening. So anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this. I know it was kind of short, but I know the holidays are coming up. You're spending time with your family, but I wanted to give you a little bit of encouragement about being in toxic relationships. Toxic relationships are not healthy for us. They are detrimental. So I want you to learn how to let go. If you're just now joining me, go back and watch the replay. I hope this blessed you. I want you to also join me this Friday for a night of encouragement. Normally it's her story when I have the women on, but this Friday I have Jason Montanez on here talking about I Quit. He has started a movement talking about I quit. You know, the word I quit or the phrase I quit is not a popular phrase, right? But we want to find out what he's talking about, right? So this Friday, the 18th at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, I have Jason Montanez on. Friday night, Bougie Girl Cyber Happy Hour for a night of encouragement. He's going to talk about his book. He's going to talk about his platform. We want to learn some things from him. He is a businessman, and we want to just learn how to quit toxic relationships, right? Quit negative habits, quit those things that are causing us to hinder our life, to hinder our progress, to hinder us moving forward. We don't want to be hindered any longer. Let's move forward. Let's quit those things that are hindering us, right? So I think he is going to talk more about that. I'm super excited to hear what he has to say. And also, I'm so grateful for all those who are following this platform. Thank you all so much for being a part of this movement, for being a part of, what we have going on here with Bougie Girl Cyber Happy Hour. God is doing some amazing and awesome things. And if you feel like you want to sow a seed, if this word has blessed you tonight, please feel free to sow a seed. I'm super thankful for what God has given me. And I'm going to be doing some great things in 2021 as far as counseling and different things like that. So thank you all for the birthday wishes. Also, my birthday was amazing last Thursday. I had an amazing day. My birthday was so blessed. And I want to say thank you. So I will be back on Wednesday for Word Wednesday with an encouraging word on Wednesday to encourage those again as we move forward going into 2021. I hope you all were blessed. Have a blessed night. I love you guys. Be encouraged. Be bougie. See y'all on Wednesday for Word Wednesday. Hey, love you guys.